Hey Dad. Okay, I just made an entire video, almost done. Steve called, ruined it. Start all over. Anyways, thanks Steve. What we're going to focus on today is abdominals and glute. So I know you have a lot of lower back pain, and that's due to weakness in your rectus abdominis. I mean your transverse abdominis, every part of your abs, but mainly the anterior tilt is from stretching of the rectus abdominis, and then it shuts off your glutes. So then your major muscle groups are your quads and your calves. So we want to focus on basically strengthening that rectus abdominis, getting that tilt back, and getting your glutes firing. So, I mean, your butt is your powerhouse. You want to keep it strong. So, the reason why this all happens, everyone has the same problem. I work with, hundreds and hundreds of people, and I see compensations and I see patterns in the same people. So, I want you to be able to learn this so that it doesn't happen to you for the rest of your life. I want you to have a life where you're pain-free in your back. So, why this happens is gravity. So, I mean, everything we do, we text message, we're on the computer, we always round forward. So watch what happens. So watch my midline. So you're supposed to be standing up here, and what happens with gravity is we slouch, and then that shuts off our rectus abdominis, and that shuts off our glute. Your rectus comes from here to here, so it's supposed to be this short, and then when we slouch, it just gets shorter, shuts off that many more muscle fibers, and then you get a lot of compensation in your back. So then, like I said, anything you do picking up, you're picking up with your back instead of your abs and your glutes. So the first thing we're going to do is jump lunges. The more you activate muscle groups and the more you get the blood flowing to those muscles prior to your workout, the more beneficial it is, because that means that many more nerves are firing to that muscle group. So like I said, you can control how many muscle fibers you turn on. So get the blood flow going. We're going to do jump lunges. I'm going to do high intensity ones first because I want you to work up to that. But if you can't do that, we're just going to do step forward lunges, and I'll show you both progressions, okay? So, and like I said, with the lunge, everything applies. No matter what you're doing, all of the stuff that I'm telling you applies in every situation. It doesn't matter if it's functional activities you're doing throughout the day or your workouts. So the first thing, jump lunges. Can you see me? Remember, no knees over the toes. You don't want to stretch in your back foot either. I'll show you that compensation. So first I'll show you the exercises. So come here, jump here, okay? And then the regression of that is just the step lunges. So, you're going to come here, down, and back, here, down, and back. So a lot of compensations that I see with a lot of people is they step a little bit too far, so then they're using that stretch in the back leg to kind of take some of the force and help them get up instead of keeping it in their butt. So you're going to step forward. So watch this, if this is too far, so then you're here as opposed to here. So you see that much more force is in your core and in your butt as opposed to just being in your back quad being stretched. Sorry, there's little kids in the background watching SpongeBob. So the next one you're going to do is a chop. This ball is driving me nuts. Is a chop. So I take the handle off of the cable just because it makes it a little bit easier. You're going to come up, okay? Put your hand on the ball. Grab your other hand, place it right on top. Feet straight forward. You want to create a larger lever so that the force goes in your abs and not just in your shoulders. So instead of being right in line with it, you want to back up a little bit so that your arms are fully extended. Okay, reach all the way up. Remember, get all that range of motion in your lat. Okay, pull all the way up, come all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. So from the other side, you want to come here, okay? All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Okay? The next one we're going to do are bridges. Same thing, we're working your glute. You want to keep that crunch in your stomach. If the hyperextend your back, it's just going to go in the vertebrae in your back instead of in your glutes, okay? So you're going to lie on the ground. Place your feet on top of the ball, okay? If you want, you can use your hands to push into the ground. It's a little bit easier, but for now, it'll help you activate more muscle groups. If it's too hard and you're still doing it, you're going to be compensating in your joints as opposed to working your muscles. So if you need to, put your hands on the ground at first, okay? But eventually, I want you to take your hands off because that'll make you use your core and your balance a little bit more, okay? So you're going to lie on the ground. Put your hands here if you need to, okay? Raise up. Remember, keep this nice and stacked. You're going to hold it for 10 seconds, lower down, come right back up, okay? see my feet? I want you to keep your feet flexed to your face. If you're pointing, that's that much range of motion in your calves and in your glutes you're not going to feel, okay? Because it makes your muscles shorter when it should be in anatomical neutral, okay? So come up, and then down, and then back up. Without your hands, you can come on your elbows, or you can cross your hands here, okay? And that brings the balance in, okay? So that's that one. Another one I want you to do, bring the ball really close to your butt, put your feet right on top, okay? Again, you can use your hands, and you're just going to pelvis thrust up, hold it, and come back down. Up, hold it, come back down. Again, don't come up and let your feet flare out. Keep your knees in line with your hips, okay? That's just another compensation. It makes muscles turn off, and it makes you compensate in your knees. Alright, the last one I want you to do is a single leg bridge. So you're going to lie on your back again, okay? Little kids running in the background. So you lie on your back. You're going to have one foot planted on the ground and one foot straight. Again, keep that foot flexed to your face as much as possible. Everything's anatomical neutral. You want everything to be the way the muscles are supposed to be lengthened at that time, okay? So you're going to come up, bridge, come down. Up, bridge, down. Okay? Switch legs, up, down, up, down. So you're not lifting this leg, you're not, doing one of these. This leg stays stable, you're moving everything, and you're not letting your hips drop or like this, okay? Remember, bar straight through that hip, come down, up. And don't hyperextend your back, keep that tucked, okay? Alright. Thanks again, Steve, for ruining the first video. And I gotta go read 7 chapters on the integumentary system and motor control of nerves and muscles. Alright, I love you. Goodbye.